Hi guys, thanks for tuning in for another video, and this one is all about swapping out my top box for something a bit different. As you may know, if you've seen my previous videos, at the moment on the back of the bike I have a shad rack with a Givi top box, which was very kindly given to me by a very good friend of mine up in Fife called Simon, who runs an excellent YouTube channel called Scooty Man. I'll put a link for that down in the description. Check it out. He does some really interesting things with his bikes, more technical than I do, so if you're interested in that side of things, he's the man to follow. So anyway, I've got the Givi top box at the moment, and it's fine, it does the job, but the shape doesn't really suit the kind of things I carry in it. So I was looking to get one of these aluminium top boxes, which I see quite a lot of at the moment. Now, as I say, I've got a shad rack, and you can buy a matching aluminium shad top box, or you could buy a Givi aluminium top box, but they are not cheap. They cost between £300 and £400, which is way more than I'm prepared to spend on something as basic as a box. It's crazy money for me. So always looking for a bargain. I went onto eBay and found basically you can get perfectly decent unbranded aluminium top boxes, and there was an interesting video I watched on YouTube, a couple of guys comparing the high-end quality branded ones with the Chinese cheaper ones, unbranded ones, and they didn't find much difference, frankly, and not enough difference to warrant the cost. So anyway, this arrived this morning, one big and quite heavy box. This was £159 from eBay. You get the top box, you get the plate for it as well. I don't know if you get anything else, I haven't opened it yet. So we're going to have a look at it now and do an unboxing, and then of course we'll go down and we'll take the Givi one off the bike and we'll put this on and see what it looks like. Okay, let's see what we've got in here. Right, one, I think this is a 46 litre top box, and I have to say, at first glance that looks pretty good, nice and solid. There's the plate on the bottom, which again feels nice and solid. Okay, let's get the camera over and have a closer look. Right, so as I say, the box feels nice and solid. The plastic all feels really strong. You can obviously attach things to the top of it if you want to, using bungee ropes and things, if you wanted to do that. You press the button underneath, flips up the catch. Obviously this one down here is what attaches it to the base plate. And inside, nice, padded lining, pockets, fixing, even got reflectors for the back of it, and two keys, and oh, I thought that was going to be in Chinese. Scan the QR code to watch the installation video. Very good. And in Chinese, should you need it. I'm quite pleased with that. The plate is bolted onto the bottom, so we'll take that off, and this goes on the bike, but again, it's not cheap metal, it's really strong. So all in all, I think that's pretty good. Now, the one thing I would say is it's quite heavy. So, if you're somebody who really values speed on your bike, it may not be something you'd want to consider, because it is heavier than a standard, obviously, plastic top box. But I mean, I'm a town rider, mostly. I'm not bothered particularly about top speeds and all this sort of thing. So I think for me it's going to be absolutely ideal. But anyway, the next job is to install it on the bike and see what it looks like. Okay, just one point to clarify. You don't need to unscrew these at all, as I thought you did. All you have to do is release the bottom holder and the plate comes off, because it's held on with these very strong plastic bits that go into here. You can adjust
See there's adjusting marks on here, just if you want that a little bit tighter for the bracket, but I'm sure it's probably pretty alright the way they set it for. We'll try it anyway. So anyway, don't bother loosening these as I did, because you don't have to. That's what comes of not watching the instructional video that they tell you to watch. Anyway, on to the bike. So just to remind you, this is the top box I've got on at the moment. This is a Givi top box. I think this is 32 litres. The one I'm putting on is 46, so it's quite a bit bigger. But I just think it's going to be more practical. I just want something a bit more boxy and a bit less this kind of ovally shape. Anyway, that's what's on just now. So we're going to take that off, and we're going to see how the rack for the new box, which is down there, fits onto the back. Okay, so that's the Givi top box and plate off. And this is the shad rack. Now it's quite a small rack, the shad one. It's obviously designed for their plates and their top boxes. But this was all that was available in the UK when I got the bike. The only 3 racks you could get were Aprilia's own one, which was really stupidly expensive. Givi did make one, but it wasn't available in the UK. And the only one that was the shad one. So this is the one I got. And as you can see, I've had to drill a couple of holes to accommodate the Givi plate. Now I think, if I take this over, we should get away without having to drill any more holes and attach this, hopefully. But if not, well, we can always get the drill out. But that's how it's going to sit anyway. So now we're going to see if we can attach it without having to get the drill and the metal bits out. Right, so the good news is the plate sits on the rack and the holes that are there anyway, the actual holes that came pre-drilled are fine. Now you get these kind of wing things with the top box, but I mean, you could use them. They do sit just on the lip, but they're a wee bit close, so I'm just going to bolt it up using washers and the nylon nuts that came with it. I think that'll be a little bit more secure. So one little bit of advice, and I speak from experience, before you finally bolt everything down nice and secure, just make sure the seat opens. When I fitted the Givi one over there, I thought it's looking lovely, tightened everything down, clunk. It was just a little bit too far back. Anyway, so apart from tightening up the bolts, that is the box on. I think that looks okay. It's certainly going to increase my luggage capacity. It's nice and sturdy, well made. Yeah, that's okay. As I say, probably more for somebody doing maybe shorter runs, town runs, that sort of thing. If you're wanting maximum speed, then you want the bike to be as light as possible, and those boxes are heavier, obviously, than a standard plastic one. But on the whole, I think it looks okay. And it's certainly going to do what I wanted to do. Anyway, we'll put it to the test next week, and I'll let you know how things go. Okay, guys? As always, guys, thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers now.